Hi friends, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. Yes, and as a student, one of those stairs is a revision. I mentioned this because last class we finished the lesson The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. Today we are going to start a revision process. It's about the lesson The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. First, take a look at the lesson The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse, written by William Servan. First, about the characters in this story. Three of these characters are most important: Aram, Murad, and Uncle Khosrow. Then John Barrow and narrator's mother, other two characters but not so important. About Aram, a 9-year-old Armenian boy belonging to Garaklonian tribe. Then Murad, an Armenian boy of 13 belonging to Garaklonian tribe, and he was the cousin of Aram. Then their uncle Khosrow, Aram's uncle, a crazy person with a powerful head. Then John Barrow, a farmer, and he is the one who owns that horse. Then narrator's mother. These are the characters in this story, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. And don't forget, this is the story of two tribal Armenian boys who belonged to the Garaklonian tribe, and we all know they are Aram and Murad. Next, what are the specialties of the Garaklonian tribe? One, they live in extreme poverty and they love honesty. Then they never lied and then never did anything wrong. Then they never stole anything, and they are always proud of their tribe. And these are the hallmarks of Garaklonian tribe for the past 11th century. And Aram and Murad belonged to this Garaklonian tribe. The story talks about two boys, Aram, a 9-year-old boy, and then Murad, a 13-year-old boy who considered as crazy and a natural descendant of Uncle Khosrow. Now just take a look at the summary of the story. The story opens with Murad coming to Aram's house at 4 in the morning. He tapped on the window to Aram's room. When Aram looked out of the window, he was taken aback and startled to see Murad riding a beautiful white horse. Murad who brings this horse, and the possession of the horse is unbelievable due to the poverty of their tribe and could be possible by stealing. That is what is Aram thought. And both the boys were too honest to lie, yet they were too crazy to ride a horse. Both Aram and Murad decided to keep to enjoy its ride, and justified by saying that stealing for money is not same as stealing for riding. They hid the horse from the rest of the world by keeping it in a barn of the deserted vineyard of the farmer Fethvigian. I hope you remember that episode. And what happened? One day, while returning from horse riding, they came across John Barrow, a farmer who was the real owner of that horse. And having seen the horse, John Barrow was sure that it was his horse, yet he did not suspect the boys, because we know the reason. Both these boys belonged to the Garaklonian tribe, and this Garaklonian tribe was famous for their honest and their trust. This is really a turning point in this story. The meeting with the farmer John Barrow, after that there happened a transition in these two boys. This moving experience led the boys towards John's vineyard the very next morning, and they left the horse in the barn after patting it affectionately, because they came to know that they got the consideration only because they belonged to the tribe of Garaglonian. And now think, what is the message of the story? The story teaches us the importance and necessity of honesty even in the face of greed and passion. And now the key points to remember the character of Murad. Murad was kind-hearted animal lover, has a way with animals, loves the horse and shows his affection, able to tame the horse quite easily and rides it well, mended the broken wings of a bird and talking softly to it. Sometimes we feel he's as crazy as his uncle Khosrow, but above all he was a kind-hearted fellow. And about Aram. Aram, an adventure-loving boy and well known for honesty and right conduct, honest and simple-hearted, but timid and low-lying. And Aram and Murad character, there are some similarities and some contrast. We can expect at least minimum 3 character sketches questions from this story, and the first one may be compare and contrast the characters of Murad and Aram. Here Murad and Aram were cousins and belonged to Garaglonian tribe, which was known for its honesty. Murad was 13 and Aram was 9 years old. Both longed to ride a horse, but their family was too poor to buy a horse. Both were adventure loving. Both knew that their family was well known for honesty and right conduct. But Murad could not help stealing John Byrough's horse. While he had a streak of craziness, Aram was honest and simple-hearted. Murad was more talented and bolder than Aram. He domesticated the wild horse of John Byrough. He repaired the injured wing of a robin bird. He knew how to deal with a horse and how to soothe a dog. Comparatively, Aram was timid and obedient. Murad could easily lie to John Byrough about the horse. Aram could never do it. So these are the main points to remember about the characters of Murad and Aram. I said there are some similarities and there are some contrasts also. So this is an important question from this story. And the next most important question, it's about bring out some of the notable character traits of Murad's character. That also we can expect as an essay question. Murad, the son of Sorab, was the 13-year-old cousin of Aram. Sorab was a practical man, but Murad was most unlike him. He was considered as crazy as his uncle Khosrow. He was not so honest as his family or tribe. He did not hesitate to steal John Byrough's horse. He was as fond of horse riding as his cousin, but they did not have the means to buy a horse. Very cleverly, he hid the horse in a deserted barn and took it out at daybreak for a joyride. He loved adventure and singing. He had remarkable self-confidence. He said boastfully that he had a way with a horse, a dog, and a farmer. He denied that he was a thief. When he realized that he was found out, he returned the horse to its owner, John Byrough, after about 6 weeks. So these are the most important value points about Murad's character. So this is another important question you can expect from this lesson. Last but not least, don't forget The narrator's uncle Khosrow, he was known to be a crazy fellow. Give a few instances of his craziness. That also an expected question from this story. The narrator's uncle Khosrow was an enormous man with a large mustache, but he was considered crazy or capricious by the people who knew him. He was furious by nature. He was easily annoyed. He was impatient. He would not let anybody have his say. He silenced people with his roar. Once his house was on fire and his son ran to the barber's shop to give the bad news. But he paid no serious attention to it and roared, "It is no harm, pay no attention to it." He got irritated when John spoke about his stolen horse and walked out of the room. He was really a strange character. So these are the points about the character traits of narrator's uncle Khosrow. So Khosrow was also a notable figure from this story. So my dear students, we have just discussed about the long answers in this story. These are the most important questions you can expect from this story, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. But remember, there are many short answer questions, and that also very important from this story. You just go through the text and find out the answers of the short answers. Read couple of times, then you can easily find out the answers. And it's always better to read the lesson, then only you can find out the instances and the quotes and some of the oft repeated dialogues, and then you can easily attend any questions from that story. So I hope you can understand what I teach today, and hope you will follow what I said. And that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.